Hey guys, what's up? It's time for another episode of the Shipyard here at Poolshed Games. I'm the Merc, and I'm going to be continuing to talk about the Covenant of Antarctica, and kind of finish out the list of cruisers that I have and that I've used and that I've played. So this episode, we're going to talk about the Plato. These used to be our standard cruisers, run-of-the-line cruisers. You can see I gave mine energy turrets. They are now considered our light cruiser, which means their role has changed, and they have become, I don't know, since I've gotten the Fresnels and the Zenos, I really don't find myself taking the Platos as much as I used to. It might be because I put energy turrets on them instead of the main gunnery turrets. I don't know. But here's just to give you a little idea of what the Platos have. For a unit of 3, it's 165 points. They're DR4, CR6, so it's kind of on the lower end, I guess. That's what most light cruisers are. They move 9 inches, so they have good speed for pretty good speed. They have 4 hull points, which is pretty average for a light cruiser. 3 assault points. They're not going to be winning any boarding actions unless you're going against a damaged ship. And you could potentially be concerned about being boarded by, say, like Prussians or Russians, anyone that's really good in the boarding game. They have decent AA at 3. Their concussion charges are 2, and they have an impact rating of 3. So they're pretty, just general. They're kind of average. Now, if you give them the main turrets, they have a 6.53 stat line. They don't go out to range band 4. So it makes them a little bit more of a, you want to get in close with them. They have decent broadsides at 5, 4, and 3. I don't use the broadsides that often. I mean, I do once the enemy gets close to me, but because I put energy turrets on them, which is a free upgrade, it gives them 3 dice at every range band, and each ship has 2 turrets, so that's 6 dice from the first ship. You can get a decent amount of dice at range band 4 with these, so you can kind of snipe with them against other smalls and mediums. Other mediums and smalls, because these are medium ships. But it means that they sit back more often than not, rather than going in and getting close. So the broadsides don't really come into play for me that much. The one thing they do have, they have the Inventive Scientists model assign rule, and they have a shield generator, which is 2 dice. So they can re-roll one of the dice on their shield generator roll if you need to. Though if you get a 1, it's bad. There's a fire, and nobody wants that. So for a light cruiser, having a shield generator is nice. And they do fit into the role of, they're multi-purpose. I mean, you can get them out to snipe, which I have done with the energy turrets, which because they're energy turrets, they're redoubtable. They go out to range band 4. You get the same amount of dice in each range band. Or you can be a little risky with them and give them the main turrets and send them in to, hunt smalls and other mediums. I mean, maybe in range band 1 they'll be able to do damage to good damage to a heavy, large or massive ship, but I wouldn't send them in against that as my first choice. So, needless to say, I don't honestly know how many people use the Platos anymore since 2.0 has come out. I know with 2.0 things changed. The light cruisers, they're cheap, which is nice, but there's better options. The Fresnels and the Zenos are both better options, and I don't have the Cleomedes, but that's our just regular cruiser for the Covenant of Antarctica, and it's a step up from the Platos as well. Now, I might be missing something. Like I said in the beginning of this series, I am not a tactical genius, and I do still use my Platos because they do give me that sniping firepower, which, if you think about it, at range band 4, you're getting 12 dice, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. And that's where to me, that's where they shine. They shine sitting back and putting 12 dice out and either hitting a squadron of smalls or a squadron of mediums, rather than trying to pick a fight with a large or massive ship. Now, back in 1.0 and 1.5, the reason you gave these guys energy turrets was because you could attach the Fresnel to them, and it had a generator, and they could pump out like 21 dice at range band 4, which was ridiculous. Spartan did fix that. The Fresnel is now, it's a gunship. It operates in groups of 1 or 2, which, as much as I would have loved to have tried the 21 dice at range band 4, I understand why they changed it. That's a little bit ridiculous. The Fresnels by themselves now with 16 dice at range band 4 are still bad, but to have 21 dice at range band 4, the longest range in the game, that's pretty excessive. So if you're playing these guys, if you're a Covenant of Antarctica player and you're playing a small game, or you need a cheap medium squadron that's kind of fast, my suggestions is kit them out to fit with your fleet. If you're playing very aggressive and you want to get up in the enemy's face, try throwing the primary gunnery turrets on them. Or reverse it. If you're playing a very aggressive fleet and you want some cheap fire support, some cheap dice that hang back and can put out damage at range band 4, take a unit of Plato's. They can sit back there at range band 4, throw out their 12 dice, give you the fire support for your fleet that's coming up to engage the enemy. Whereas if you're playing a sit back and shoot force and you want a quick flanking unit to kind of get up the flank, I mean, they do go 9 inches a turn. You throw the primary guns on them. They do have Sturginium rounds. So, I mean, you have that option. If you're playing against them, like I said, they're a light cruiser. They don't have the best DR and CR in the world. They only have 3 assault points, so they're very open to boarding. If they have guns on them rather than energy turrets, they don't have range band 4 dice. And if they have energy turrets on them, they're not going to want to get close because the dice don't change at all. So, if you just got to kind of make up your mind what you're going to do with them. I'd say you could ignore them, but if you do, they are a unit that can plunk away at smalls and mediums, and even put a crit on a heavy ship if they get the chance. So, like I said, they're not the best choice in our toolbox, and as a Covenant player, we have a very nice toolbox to choose from, but they're not bad. They're average. And, like I said, next time I get a chance to play, I will probably try them out. I want to try running a more medium-focused fleet than I did the last game that I played. But as of right now, they've kind of gone to the bottom of the list of things that I don't jump to put them in my fleet. Though they are going to be fun to paint. That's one thing. I mean, this whole fleet I'm looking forward to painting, and I hope you guys can see. There's good detail. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Spartan games. I think all their models are very nice. So that's it. That's my feelings on the Plato. It's a little bit of a shorter video, but there's not a lot of outstanding things that, from my experience, I can say about this ship. So I'm going to keep it short and simple. Hopefully you guys liked the video. If you did, leave us a like, a comment, share us with your friends. And if you've played against Plato's, or you use them as a Covenant player, and you have any tactics that have worked for you, or anything they've been used against you that has just blown your mind, let us know in the comments below. Other than that, we'll see you next time here at Poolshed Games.